Hey guys, welcome back to the Stitch Edit. I am Anna Snay and today I have for you a rather impromptu video. I have a pile of the makes that I've been making over the last couple of months, I guess. I haven't actually made a massive amount because I've had an awful lot on with work and that, and when I have a lot on then I don't get home and think, oh, you know what, we're really calming down? Sewing, because it doesn't. I don't know how people say that sewing makes them calm, because it definitely doesn't make me calm. But I have got a few things to show you and I thought I'd share them with you. So, you're actually resting on my dressing table at the moment, as opposed to on a tripod, because I just couldn't be asked to get a tripod out, to be perfectly honest. So hopefully you don't care too much that half my face is in shadow and half isn't, because there's windows there, but if you do, let me know, and next time I will actually make the effort to get the tripod out. I guess I should kind of do it in order of when I actually made them, because some of these things are actually more wintry things. So the first thing is actually not a sewing item. It is my Fortezza sweater, my first ever jumper, and I knitted it all myself and I love it dearly. It is so nice. It's a We Are Knitters pattern and it's pricey. It's hella spenny. I think full price it's like £100, but I got it on one of their 25% off deals, so I felt like £75 for a wool jumper was actually okay. So it comes in extra small, small, medium and large. I made a size small, which I'd say fits me perfectly. It's snug across the chest, which I like, but then it's got quite a lot of wiggle room around the waist, as it is just straight up and down. So I just noticed there's loads of my hair in this. It just gets caught and I just end up with loads and loads of, it's like it's growing fur, but just blonde fur. It's really quite attractive. So the slash neckline, I find it looks really nice when it's sitting off one shoulder. However, it is quite annoying, I actually find, because it's so heavy that it just pulls the entire jumper down and it's actually quite uncomfortable, so I think I will sew that up a bit more. And then it has cable sleeves, which are, I think it has, ooh. I mean, you can tell it's my first one, because it's not particularly expertly cabled. Like, you've got a tight one there, and then you've got quite a long one, and then you've got two which are quite tight. So, I mean, something went funny there, which I didn't notice at the time. I've literally just noticed that. The other side's a bit nice. Maybe I should show you this side. There we go. That's a bit neater. So I did one extra cable to what they said, because the sleeves are actually 3/4 length sleeves, and I mean, I don't know where you're living if you're going to be wearing a really thick wool jumper with 3/4 length sleeves, but I definitely don't want one of those. If I'm wearing a snuggly jumper, I want it to be full length. So I think if I was to make it again, which I probably will next year, I quite want a navy one. I'm going to take out some of the stitches here. I'll probably take out about 6 stitches in the arm, just so the arms are a bit tighter, because they're so bulky that it's quite annoying, but despite that, I do love it. So this is the netty dress. Now this was, the fabric was gifted to me as part of the Sewisfaction blogger makes, and it is this gorgeous ribbed, I think they call it fall or sunrise, full sunrise knit or something, and it's ribbed, so it is really stretchy. And that does mean the neckline, I mean, it isn't the neatest neckline in the world, which seems to be kind of a bit of a trend as to what I'm saying about my makes. I swear I can be neat sometimes. Next time, if I'm going to do it in a rib knit, I'll make 2 sizes down, because it ended up really big. It's kind of sort of pattern matched, actually. Not particularly expertly, but I mean, I'd say that's a pretty passable pattern match, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. But yeah, I really like this. I'm not sure I would make it again in a rib, just because of the sizing issue. If I could work out the sizing, then I would. What else have I made? Next I made I made this. I made a little pencil skirt. So I got given this fabric, again, as part of a Blogger Makes thing. It was Minerva Crafts. This actually wasn't the fabric I thought I was getting. So when it arrived, I was a bit like, I mean, like, I was what I put down, but it was like my third choice. And I just didn't read the email when they replied back to me saying, yep, you'll be getting your third choice. So I was a bit like, huh, what am I going to make with that? I made the Sew Over It Ultimate Pencil Skirt instead, which is just the simplest skirt ever. So I made a mini skirt, and it is supposed to have a invisible zip, but I didn't have one. So I just did a normal zip. I put a lining in this because this kind of material, this is what it's like on the inside. So you see it's quite textured and it does stick to your tights. And I thought I was going to be wearing this a lot with tights, so I would put a little lining in. To be honest, I don't really know how you put lining in skirts, so I kind of just guessed. I just did the same pattern pieces and then I kind of understitched them to the seam, and then I also did a facing because I didn't want the lining to be showing at the top. And it looks great when you kind of hold it up. However, when you wear it, this bit rides up and the lining doesn't, so I need to take the lining up a bit so that you can't see it when I wear it. But other than that, I do actually really like it. It's really nicely shaped. I didn't make any more adjustments to it. I probably could have taken the waist in a bit more, but I'd already attached the facing before I realised that, so didn't happen. And I think I made a size 12 in this. But would recommend both getting out of your comfort zone with some fabric that you wouldn't all necessarily have chosen in a shop, and also this pattern. I do quite like it. It was really, really simple. So simple. In other news, I also made another mini skirt straight after, which was very different. It was the nest skirt. Now this is a Tilly and the Buttons pattern, and this is also covered in my hair. Right, so what to say about this? Oh, it's a bit creased. Soz. So the nest skirt is another midi skirt with a waistband. It has a zip fly here. It has little pockets, which are like the jean style pockets. It has these style pockets as well, and interestingly, this style pocket, it's the same style that's on the Tilly and the Buttons Cleo dress, but these ones you just do a few extra steps on, which I thought was a really, really nice addition. So that's the kind of like you're learning a little bit more. So on the Cleo you didn't really need to know like exactly how to put these pockets in, but on this, on the nest skirt, then like putting in the pockets is like 3 extra steps than what it is on the Cleo, so I really, really liked that. What else does it got? It's got a back yoke, so this is kind of like how you'd have it in jeans. So you've got top stitching down here, this is 2 separate pieces, and then this is also 2 separate pieces, and it's quite fiddly to do, so but it's not impossible, and I really, really felt a big sense of achievement when I did finish this. I also felt a big sense of impending doom whilst doing it because my machine hates top stitching, which is so much fun when you're doing a skirt which involves top stitching, so yeah. That was fun. Oh, what else can I say about this? Oh, material, Stop and Still. I've shown it in my videos before. It's not there anymore, unfortunately. And then the material for the pocket bags is phenomenal. I mean, just look at it. It's Peter Rabbit. Well, you're just gonna have to trust me. It is pale blue with little pictures of Peter Rabbit and Jemima Puddle Duck, and there's a little mouse on there reading a book. I think there's Tom Kitten on there. Mrs. Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. Loads of characters. And I actually picked this up at my very first knitting and stitching show, which I went to in 2012, I think. It was in 2012, which was way before I started sewing. I just picked up a fat quarter of this, and I've had it ever since because I haven't been able to part with it, even though I wasn't sewing for ages until after that. I thought, good use of fabric there in the pockets. Really like them. So the only adjustments I made to this was once I tried it on before I put the waistband on, I ended up taking in the waist quite a lot, and I took it in at the sides. If I was to do it again, I'd probably take in a bit of the back, because it's actually my back which is the smallest bit of me. But I mean, taking it at the sides did the job. It's just not as like neat as it could have been. And you will notice that on the fly, it does not have a button, but it does have like a zip, a cute little zip, and it has these, whatever you call them, like hook and eyes. That's because my machine doesn't do buttons, and it's very sad. But I'm going to see Narissa, who you'll probably know from Satisfaction. She does some of their marketing stuff for them, and she did the mural on their wall, which is amazing. Basically no famous person. And she has the most amazing new faff machine, and she's let me go and try it out, and I'm so excited. But I'm just making all of the things with buttons on at the moment so that I can take them to the machine and just like sit there and do all my buttonholes, which is a little bit cheeky, but you know, what are friends for if it's not for using their sewing machines. So this was another Minerva Crafts make. This one wasn't that successful, and it's not because of the fabric. Like, the fabric is really nice. I just made a really poor choice of jumpsuit. So this works really well. It's really quite a heavyweight crepe fabric, and it's a stretch crepe, and it works really well for the trouser bit. For the top, I tried to hack it, I screwed it up. So I tried to make it a little bit lower. However, I then tried it on, and what I thought I'd done was only going to make it like a centimetre lower than on the actual one. I actually ended up basically showing my belly button. I mean, which, it's a look. It's a strong look for some people, but not really what I was going for with a jumpsuit that I thought I'd be able to wear to work. So I did sew it up a bit, but then I kind of stretched it out in the process. What I am going to do, because the trousers are really nice, I really think this works really well as the trousers, because it is interfaced, so it doesn't matter that it's stretched, because the waistband doesn't stretch. I think I'm going to take off the top. However, I just need to get my arse in gear and actually do it. What have I got left? What I'm wearing, which is the New Look 6507, this pattern. So I made this view, but as a top. So I just kind of guessed where I wanted it to hit. I like my tops to hit, so like here are my hips, so I just wanted it to hit slightly below, so that it would be good for tucking in jeans. So I would usually wear it tucked in, which I think looks really cute. But it's also kind of a nice length for if I wanted it out, and so that it wouldn't make me look really, really, really short. So it has two flounces, which were an absolute nightmare to sew, because flounces are just the devil. Seriously, who even makes circle skirts anymore? They take so much time. I couldn't make one after doing these flounces. That's just like fully being like, no, I'm never going to be a vintage pin-up girl, because I do not have the time to make those dresses. Also, I'm never going to be a pin-up girl anyway, because you kind of need to be a bit sexy for that, which isn't very me. But this, I didn't put the elastic in the sleeves. I just did the drop sleeve, which is like this. Because I just like the look, I prefer it, and I didn't really want it to be like really tight and then cut off my blood circulation, and then I just get annoyed with it and not wear it. So I really like it like this. I'd probably, if I were to do it again, so the top bit, if I hold this up, it is quite loose, there's no darts or anything in it, it's just like one piece of fabric, and it isn't that well fitted. Like, I wouldn't wear this as a top, but I don't think it matters when you've got this. But it does mean that like the sides here are a bit loose, and I probably would like it a little bit tighter, just so it was a bit more like curved. So yeah, I don't know what I'd do with that. I might just take in the waist slightly if I were to make it again. I say if I were to make this again, I was cursing all the way through this that I had made myself make this, and was like, I'm never making this pattern again. I hate it so much. And then put it on and was like, I feel like if Superman was made of sunshine and daisies. So the fabric is actually from Sew Me Sunshine. Oh, it's literally made of sunshine and daisies. Amazing. So the fabric's from Sew Me Sunshine, which I was given by my friend Daisy. Let's get it. We both had some crepe that was like 1.5 meters left over. So I had my leopard print crepe, which I'd made my magnolia dress out of, and she had this, which she'd made a pair of culottes out of. So we do kind of just remnant swap, which is a great way of doing it if you're like, if you have a load of remnants which are big enough to make something out of, but you just don't want two things out of the same fabric in your wardrobe. Oh, I made some children's clothes for my friends who had a baby, which I don't have anymore because I have put them in the post, and I didn't think to really take photos apart from one for the Instagram for this, so I'll pop that up. But I made the dandelion dungarees and the honeydew hoodie from Lisa Comfort and loved them both. However, made them 0-3 and they ended up like massive. I mean, I thought they were small because I don't really know babies. And I was like, yeah, this looks about right. But no, when I sent them, then my friends were like, yeah, they might fit him in like 6 months or so. So, I mean, just bear that in mind if you make it, I guess. So both of the fabrics that I used are from Sewalicious, who do some really cute children's jerseys. So one was a star print and one was a giraffe print. And then the poppers I got from the Village Haberdashery. And shout out to the woman at the Village Haberdashery, who I'm afraid I didn't get your name, but you were lovely and showing me how to use them just before closing, being like, please help me, I can't work out how to put them on. So thank you so much. So yes, that is actually everything that I have to show you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up, that would make me very happy. Leave a comment, they all do make me really happy. And thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.